This is from Side Scrollers. DEI's final boss exposed. Book publisher reverses cancel attempt and more. Side Scrollers. And this is with guest Lady Decade, who I've had my differences in the past with, but I mean, at the same time, I don't just hold a grudge with people forever. People learn, people change, people grow. And hey, if they have good information, I'm all ears for it. So let's hear what she has to say.
Give us a rundown, just as we walk us through this discovery here of what you found and how Geena Davis, the American actor or actress, may be the final boss
of all people. Geena Davis? The Geena Davis from A League of Their Own? Geena Davis? What?
Diversity, equity, and inclusion.
So I was doing some research for my video, which was prior to this one, which was my own takes on the uglification of gaming. And it's as I was doing the research for that I saw the name Geena Davis come up in the web pages, results, etc. I was like, what's she got to do with any of it? Because obviously I know Geena Davis from watching like Thelma and Louise and like Beetlejuice and stuff. But so I literally clicked on the website and I don't know whether I can share my screen.
All right, let's do it.
Man, she still looks young. Like, I mean, obviously she looks older, but she doesn't look like as old as I thought she would look. I don't know how old this picture of Geena Davis this is, but
so yeah, I literally ended up on this website here, and I was like, "That is Geena Davis. That's not like another Geena Davis. That is the Geena Davis." But first thing you see, who are we? For 20 years, and I'm like, this lady's coming up in all of this research, reinventing, transforming, and inspiring how global creators authentically portray the world.
And this is the Geena Davis Institute. This was a charity that she started up 20 years ago.
Yep. So if you and I fully encourage.
By the way, the more research that I do on these quote unquote charities, it's just overwhelming amount of them seem to just be money funneling, money laundering charities to help people, quote unquote. But the money always seems to go to the people that are running it. And it's always a lot of money. We're talking like hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's a full-time job, and it's making a lot of money.
Everyone watching this, like when you've got some time, go on this website. Or it's two websites, in fact. But go on both of these websites and just look through, and the gravity of it will hit you. So, and this is where this is the main part that, in my opinion, separates them from companies like Sweet Baby, because it's research. So they're going to these companies and being like, you have to do this because. So yeah, but on this particular page, you've got our impact, trusted resource for industry change, 2024 survey of our partners and collaborators shows the measurable influence of our work. And then it's saying that the institute is being impactful, blah, blah, blah. It's basically quite a foreboding bit of information here. So basically nearly 95% believe the institute has been impactful. 80% have used GDI research to inform their work in entertainment and media.
So this,
correct
me if I'm wrong.
That was actually a big thing she just said right there. So this is what the point of the charity is for people to reference this, to use GDI's research to inform their work, to basically use this charity to prove their point of pushing DEI. She kind of skimmed right over that. That's a big deal right there.
This whole thing started when Geena Davis was watching TV. She was watching like kid shows, and she's like, "Hey, there's not enough female characters here," and so she started the Geena Davis Institute.
And the beginnings of DEI. There's not enough XYZ here. We need to start checking boxes. And look, fast forward 20 years later, look where we are. Holy shit.
And the idea was for more inclusion when it comes to primarily kid shows, but also just media as a whole. And now we're into video games, which is where
and comics too. Don't forget comics, any form of media.
It's to now.
So I don't know whether many of you can recall 2004, but in 2004 I was 15 years old, and I was watching Nickelodeon, Disney, and then in England CITV and CBBC, which I've noticed you've actually got a CBBC meme that you use on your on this podcast.
We're just normal men.
There was plenty of diversity around back in those days. Like everyone could remember, even as far back as the 80s, like Sesame Street, plenty of diversity on that. But apart from the fact that that's
naturally, by the way,
it's obviously bullshit. She's obviously around 2004 got through another marriage and thought, tell you what, I'm bored. What meaningful contribution can I?
So it's almost like they fought what the boogeyman, quote unquote, of the racism of, oh, there's not enough women or black people or insert whatever generic thing that's missing here. They fought racism with racism. and basically drew a line on the ground saying, yep, we are going to be racist for us because you've been racist this whole time. We're going to be racist against you now. As opposed to trying to work together to get rid of the racism, they went even more racist against people.
I have to society here. So, yeah, that's where we end up with this website that she's on. But if you go in the search bar and type in video games, which I'd done earlier, you've got 21 results here. So showing 1 of 6. So the role of age in video games, representations of video games. And these are all of their...
Older adult representation in video games is limited with only 7% of characters over 50, mostly male and white, and few options for customizing age. What fucking games are they talking about? I'm looking at the landscape of games over the past 20 years. I have not seen mostly white male. Do they exist? I'm sure they do, but like that's not what comes to mind when I think of video games. And if they do exist, sure. If that's what people are buying, welcome to capitalism. I think this actually gets at the core of why racists and communism go together so well. Because they don't want what people are buying the most to win out. They want their racism to win out. And they want to force that on people. Make you buy what their slop is selling you.
So showing 1 of 6. So the role of age in video games, representations of video games. And these are all of their essentially research quotas. So what I think it is I think she's come up with a conclusion and then got research to support a conclusion, if that makes sense.
Yeah, she clung on to an existing grift. She created a charity before the grift was actually hit the big leagues. And then this charity existed and it was ready. It was primed for what was happening over the course of the next 20 years.
And there's a toolkit associated with this? Okay.
So I've already clicked on that.
Okay, the toolkit is going to be just a checklist for check boxes.
Because I have to be prepared on these things.
I love it. Thank you.
So essentially, representation in video games. So the toolkit, when you click on that, it's a PDF.
Look at this picture, by the way. Black dude in the background, black chick here, white chick, Asian chick, and Smurf hair here. Literally, their idea of representation is removing white males. That's the same definition of their diversity. Removing white males. And they push that everywhere, right in front of your face in pictures. They let you know. They don't come out and say it, but they show it.
The Geena Davis Institute of Gender and Media. Go to mine, Phoenix, please. Right here. It talks about the gaming gap. Right here. Yeah. Okay, why don't you guide us through this?
So basically, it's...
Well, before I even go into this, Clarking sent me this DM on Discord and said, check this out from my database of linked in from the Women in Games investigation I did months ago. Wow. Would you look at what's in the center of all this? The Geena Davis Institute. Connected to King, Roblox, Xbox, Activision Blizzard, and Lego. Wow. That is very telling.
Women make up just under half of gamers across.
This stat needs to stop being spread. Now, I know Craig obviously doesn't believe it. He's just reading the information on it. But it's so tiring. Women are basically half the gamer population. No, they're not. They have never been, nor will they ever be. Ever. Throughout until the sun explodes. Women will never overtake men in playing video games. That's just not how their DNA is coded. I don't know how to tell you this. I do not count Bejeweled as a gamer. That's not the same thing as playing Elder Scrolls. All right. Gaming is, if you want to count it as two separate, like casual versus actual gaming, then maybe I might accept that the female population of quote unquote playing video games, transcendentally touching them, picking up a controller to play with their kids sometimes, maybe you get to like 28 to 30% women compared to 70 to 72% men. I might give you that high. Maybe. But miss me with this almost 50% are women. This is such marketing fluff bullshit. It drives me insane. It's not true. There are no studies. Every time the studies that say it, you drill down, it's like, oh, where are they getting that information from? Oh, it's from a curated list of people that they interviewed from 1,000 people. It's like, that doesn't indicate anything.
And this is where, man, have I talked about this a lot on this channel.
Mhm.
We see this data all the time right here, that this is the ESRB says half of gamers are women, but this is where it is. In mobile games, 74% of women are playing daily.
It's a good point. Can these people even, not Craig, obviously, but the people putting these studies together, can they even define what a woman even is? Aren't they the same people that are the ones that can't define the women, except when it fits the agenda that they want to push forward?
That's where that number is skewed right here, because they throw mobile games in, and
Yep.
we know that it's almost the complete opposite of that right here. But women in marginalized communities are underrepresented or inauthentically represented in.
Okay, so if you're a woman in a marginalized community being underrepresented, first off, no, you're not. I've seen way too many characters with vitiligo to count over the past 2+ years. I might have seen one person with vitiligo in my entire life ever. It feels like it's in pretty much every woke game these days. So miss me with that underrepresentation for marginalized people. No, it's not.
Games that they play. Female gamers are 13% less likely to say they relate to characters that match their gender. 62% of characters are over-sexualized. 48% say there are not enough strong female characters in video games. So half of those women say that. So the good news is that most players agree that inclusivity in games benefits all audiences.
What a misleading point on a survey that really is. Like, they put the ball on the tee and they're like, would you agree that making a game for everyone helps everyone, or however they word it? And you're like, well, of course, yeah. Why wouldn't you say yeah? Because it's one of those, how could it harm anyone if you're just trying to put the nice thing down? In reality, though, that's not how it actually works. These are people just checking boxes off thinking they're being nice, not how the world works.
Which I'm always intrigued by statements like this, LD, where they say the good news is that most players agree that inclusivity in games benefits all audience. Because when you put together a poll like this,
I bet he's going to say the same thing I just said. Let's see.
And you have a blanket statement, and you ask somebody, you say, is inclusivity in video games
A good thing.
good?
Yeah.
Well, people can be like,
Of course you're going to,
yeah.
exactly. Of course you're going to say yes. Like, why wouldn't it be? But what they're forgetting is inclusivity and diversity happens naturally in the game industry. And the cream rises to the top and the best games are there. We don't need these activist groups coming in and invading the industry and destroying it.
Yeah. So that's
who's
how
gonna
those
say no to that?
Right, exactly. That's how you get this data, right? They're very broad questions that can be asked right here. So, but yeah. So you said if you want to go through and feel bad about yourself, by all means.
Based.
You know, there's a lot of data here, and this is what they have provided. This is their toolkit for representation in video games.
Opportunities to broaden inclusivity, character development, and narrative design.
This seems like a slide deck right out of Sweet Baby Inc. right here. Almost like Sweet Baby Inc. yoinked this and was like, sure, we could do that too. Use gameplay mechanics that challenge stereotypes. Challenge identity-based stereotypes with peripheral NPCs interactions with the playable character. Oh, gotcha. So completely remove them from the game experience in the game world. Make them realize that you're playing a game and completely remove you. Okay, yeah, that again, people that do not play games invading the game industry to fuck it up for everyone. Surprise people with the character's abilities, especially NPCs, who can be written as if they are the heroes of their own journeys. Yes, because when I play a video game, I really want the town NPC to feel more important than me, the main character of the story. Who the fuck wrote this? Oh my God.
Is basically a very condensed version of the next PDF I'll show you later.
Okay.
But there you go. It's a step-by-step process here. So number one, diversify across character types. Sorry, I haven't got my glasses on. So you'll have to bear with me.
That's okay. Neither do I. I can't read at all. It's all right. It's quite all right. I'm known for not being able to read. So listen, you're going to fit right in if that's the case.
So make deliberate choices about character identities and follow through with authenticity. I'll show you how they get this authenticity in a bit. There's a lot of these sort of fluffy words.
Yes, identities, and yeah, we're going. So diversify across character types, create multi-dimensional characters, know the characters' identities, know how characters' identity interact with world building, use gameplay mechanics that challenge stereotypes, eliminate sexual violence, broaden characters' body types to tell new stories, hire balanced development teams. Don't hire the best teams.
Nope.
Just hire.
Nope. Don't hire the best people. Hire the balanced, meaning no white men. That's balance to them.
Hire balanced.
Yeah.
Teams.
Essentially.
These are all coded language that I've learned. It's like understanding the Matrix. These people have created their own entire fucking version of English. And I've been living in this world for so long. I know everything that they're saying now. I get it. I see it. It is all bullshit.
The long and short of it is, this is the most anti-meritocracy kind of ideology that you can find.
It's communism. It's literal communism. It's straight up. It's Marxism leading to communism,
as far as I'm concerned. There's just there is so much here. This is why I think everyone needs to just scroll through these websites themselves, because there's almost too much to cover. Because, for example, like number 7, broaden characters' body types to tell new stories. They're unexpected.
By the way, this slide says copyright 2023. This is right after the peak of wokeness that this came out.
Body types and personality traits to help players unlearn stereotypes. Without reading too much into
I won't say too, with the whole wokeness and DEI rise, it was really hard to push back against it because you would be canceled instantly, called a racist, a bigot, or a homophobe, or a sexist, when you're just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I just want to seat at the fucking table too, bro. Like, I'm not anti or afraid of you. I'm just, why am I getting pushed out of my own club here? What's happening right now? And for the longest time, it was really hard to push against these people because it was really hard to define what was happening, because it was all happening right under our feet. And then they pulled the rug out. Now we can see it, and we're fighting back right now. Hopefully it's not too late. But my goodness, they had their claws dug in pretty deep with it.
They're trying to implement a level of subliminal messaging. Do you see where I'm going with this?
It's coded language. Yes, exactly.
It's like they're trying to normalize.
This will never be normal, ever. It will always be. That's why they hate us, because we look at it like logically. They're like, stop, normalize the language we're putting out there. It will never work.
Everyone playing games, so they're trying to use games and use film and use media as a way to reshape the way our brains work and how we see things and how we see people, which I can understand why that would be a direction that they would choose, but at the same time it's almost like overcorrection. They're doing it too hard, that it becomes so unnatural and so uncomfortable that wouldn't be causing this kind of backlash if this wasn't so hard with its delivery.
I want to actually address this because OK Bro makes a very interesting point here. I actually don't have an issue with gay people at all. Just leave it out of games. I actually don't disagree with you. For the longest time, I did. For the longest time, I was like, no, you can do a gay person, God, pause, hold on, whoa. Not like that. You can have a gay person in a game authentically, theoretically, but now you can't, because all this woke shit fucked that all up. Because now anytime it happens, it's automatic trigger for people to be like, nope, woke, done. Every time. And unfortunately, I feel like for the foreseeable future, our lifetimes, that will forever be rotted and ruined because of that. It sucks, but it is what it is.
Off of the games that they're playing. Anyone who is centrist or leans right knows that traditional media companies, they more or less laugh at games and entertainment as this thing that is, it's for kids, it's for whatever. And when you see a situation like this, they're saying the exact same thing. They're saying, no, it's for kids. That's why we have to be associated with it, because you're going to help them find ways that challenge rigid masculinity. It's a trickle-down effect from the top to the bottom, literally learned as a kid through video games that, hey, masculinity is bad, right? Don't be the best. Hire balanced teams over here. Leaflet, you're seeing this for the first time, and you see kind of what's going on here with this Geena Davis Institute. What are your thoughts as you're seeing all this?
I mean, this is kind of like more of the same of what we expected. I mean, them just taking the data and screwing it up to fit their own means. And it's really annoying because, I mean, I gotta say it. They're appropriating our culture as gamers. I'm just being real. Like,
oh shit. I almost want to say based, because to fight back against it, you need to start using their tactics that they use to take it away from you, to be like, oh, look, you're doing the same shit that you said we did. You're doing that to us right now. Funny how that works.
We have our own thing.
Yeah, she's not wrong. She's definitely not wrong.
Had our own thing, our own culture going on, and they're trying to insert themselves into it for their own means.
I don't know Leaflet. This is my first time seeing them. So yeah, based. Great introduction here.
Really annoying to me, because like I've played games since I was a kid, and it's just annoying to see them trying to inject themselves into it for their own political purposes.
There is a GDIplaybook.org.
I know you're all shocked to see Take This and Women in Games and Games for Change on this list. Madam Savvy would have a field day with this. Holy shit. I like, by the way, how it has Activision, Blizzard, King, Xbox, Microsoft. Bro, that's just Microsoft. They own all of them now. Those are all the same company. They try to make it seem like they have more companies. It's like this is all just Microsoft.
There's an irony there. Roblox, Warner Brothers Discovery, Microsoft, Xbox, Activision, Blizzard, King. That's probably where they got all of their huge amount of female gamers from.
I feel like that's why they purchased King, is to up their gamer stats for women. If we buy King, we'll have more women playing games at Microsoft.
Lego, Paramount, Ubisoft.
Yeah, this tells you everything you need to know right here.
Oh, it gets worse. If you go down, just underneath there, there's a button that says read more.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, click on that. And you've got
boy.
So we've got
That's the mother load right there.
Accountability here.
People work. I'm not going
to.
Yeah, we got it.
And then someone from the Lego group. We hope this new playbook will aid companies in the gaming industry to consider new ways to treat elements such as historical and cultural context with care, collaborating closely with other experts and third-party organizations to help.
This is crazy. Let me skip ahead though, because I just want to make sure I don't miss anything here. What the hell is this? The GDI Junior Advisory
Right
Council?
here, it's divided into 5 topics here, which we call
GDI
keys
playbook?
to help you craft engaging and meaningful games. Each key includes elements that you can work towards as you explore. Feel free to jump around the playbook here. Now, there's some interesting things that you did in your research that you wanted to showcase here.
By the way, this is the problem when an industry matures. You get away from the magic of what made it special, and it becomes co-opted by corporate big wigs and suits, and and people with agendas and ideologies trying to get a piece of the pie because there's so much money in the gaming industry. It's like fucking flies on shit. They're trying to get a piece of it as much as they can. And they start coming in saying, you have to do it this way. This is the way the games have to be. And it gets away from how games were originally made.
And then you scroll down to page 9 and you've actually got an actual tick box.
Oh my God. There it is. We always said that checkbox as like a metaphor to what they were doing. It's like they literally have the checkbox. It exists. This is holy shit. Look at Craig's reaction too. He's like, there it is. There it is. The thing that we always joked about, it actually exists. Here it is. Chart to map your social identity.
Yeah.
Wow.
Amazing.
That is amazing
Amazing.
and horrible at the same time.
And this is what Xbox and Ubisoft and all of those other companies who are on this camp. So imagine you're a developer and you've come up with this amazing story. And then
let's run that story through the checklist.
Before you're even allowed the right to think of that story or put that story forward, you have to go through this. What's your age? How do you identify with your age? How does this identity shape your perspective? So we've got age, body size, disability, physical, emotional. So they want your emotional disabilities as well.
Mm-hmm.
Developmental, mental health,
This is
neurodiverse,
insane.
education, ethnicity, gender, language, national origin. That one irks me. Race, religious or spiritual affiliation, sexual orientation, and socioeconomic status. Now, these irk me. Now, I'm the most mixed race person that I know. But I've lived in East Anglia in England my whole life. I've been brought up in an atheist household. Now, my grandfather was a Tamil Hindu, right? You go through this, you might as well be asking me to give an authentic Sri Lankan experience on life. Like that's how I would end up diving into this. Or you could say, oh right, okay, LD over there, she's got Hindu blood. So let's ask her to have all of the input on input stuff just because I've been around my granddad's a few times when he was still alive. So it doesn't work like that. You can only put forward what you can put forward, but that doesn't mean that your own experiences in life and the people that you've met.
This is like when South of Midnight hired on Sweet Baby Inc. to assist storytelling an authentic narrative for a Canadian company to storytell an authentic narrative in the deep south of America.
In storytelling, like just because, for example, I'm not German doesn't mean that I couldn't write a really interesting story about.
Yeah, I guess that's what this all comes down to. Is it goes back to like why they got rid of Apu on The Simpsons. Oh, you're not allowed to play a character that you're not the ethnicity of. Oh, you're not allowed to make a video game on a black person if you're white. Like where are these arbitrary rules coming from? Who are these people in these non-positions of authority that are actually getting authority and getting the rules passed in the industry where now you have to hire authentic voices to represent the characters that you're trying to display in the game instead of just make the fucking game? And who's to say that you making the game with how you identify them and how you've experienced them in your own life isn't going to be authentic anyways? The whole situation is a complete joke. It's a grift in every sense of the word. Like I know people always call YouTubers grifters and stuff. No, this is an actual grift. This is where the money is getting laundered. This is the charities, people donating, and it's just going right to the top. And they're like, we'll make a few checklists, write a 53-page document, call it a day, and destroy gaming. Because apparently these people are the moral arbiters of truth and authority in all of gaming. It's insane. But this is the Side Scrollers segment. I will share this in the description of the video as well. If you guys want to watch the rest of it, head on over to Side Scrollers. Stuttering Craig, friend of the channel, awesome guy. And this is a great find by Lady Decade with this Geena Davis situation. Because my God, I still can't get over this. A checklist. They have a checklist. That's insane. That's insane. But yeah, for now, I'm gonna leave that one there.